Good morning, people. What a beautiful day. I'm in the hamlet of Stydd, S-T-Y-D-D. I've just been down there, show you the other church. That's St Peter and Paul's Catholic Church and those Almshouses. We've come up a farm track. There's a farm to my right to look at St Saviour's Chapel. Just bear with me, there's a lot of nettles here and twigs and stuff. So, St Saviour's, Stydd. There's evidence of a chapel on this site going all the way back to 1190. So, you're looking at a 12th century building here. That's what you're looking at. 12th century chapel. And again, like I'm always showing you, stone tiles, stone roof. There's a window there to fire arrows out. And a bricked up doorway. That's quite nice, isn't it? Right round the edge of there. That's a zigzag pattern. There was land acquired here in the 13th century by the Knights Hospitallers. The Knights Hospitallers were a Christian order, St John's, and they were founded in Jerusalem. And somehow or other, some of them managed to find their way here. Looks to me up there like something's busted off. Like it could have been in one of them little tiny things that have a bell inside. Not sure. Got a bricked up window up here as well. Not sure what that's about, but yeah. Right, let's go around the front. Like you can see, where I am is beautiful. It's just farmland, you know, but such a beautiful day. Right, I'm going to have to just bear with me a sec here. I'm going to have to open this gate and close it. Oh, hang on. Right, sorry about that. I'm in. So, we started off over there at that corner and then walk you around the back of that and over there. And this is what you get at this side. Really old windows. I always look at these and think they're incredible. You know, if this were built in 12th century and some guy with hammer and chisel would have sat there knocking this stuff out. Look, that's a bit fancy, that one. Yeah, but this one's just round. Yeah, stone tiles. Look at that lintel. Man, look at that. How big's that? 11, 12 foot. And a foot square. Hell. Right. These arches as well. Look at that wear and tear. Wow. It's awesome. Awesome. Especially when you see that. That's a good jug of flowers. Look at this doorway. I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, but it's covered in stuff. Absolutely covered. Look at that thing. What's that there? That there, raw. There. symbol. You can see, look, everywhere. God, you could spend, I don't know, half an hour or so just scanning your eyes over this door. All them old carvings in there. I think I can see. What's that there? 1991 or something? I'm not sure. So, going. Close this door, as you do. Okay. Wow. This feels ancient. It smells musty. But that's good though. If this was built in 12th century, it's gonna be, isn't it? Well, there's a bit of damage in the wall there where cortucks have come up, but they're bloody massive as well, them things. You can see there's a bit of stuff growing on the wall, knocking around there and there, but that's there. I'll just hang that there, just pause that. That's quite interesting. It's saying they were granted 40 quid towards repairing the building. Awesome. Look at this font. Wow, look. 4 massive pieces. It's octagonal shape. Oh, look, you can still see chisel marks in that. In the bottom as well, loads of chisel marks. There must have been something there fastened onto there. I don't know. Not sure. All these symbols all carved into it. And I said when we were in that graveyard, you know, this is really hard to carve. That's come out of a big lump of rock. They've had to carve it all the way and leave these bits and carve these into it, and because the reliefs, they you know, stand out of the stone. It's all come out of one piece of stone, that. One piece of stone. Who's that dude? Ooh. Let's have a look. Yeah, look, the joints there, so the joint there, 3 pieces. That top piece, man, that would have been heavy when that were done. I had to carve all that out of there. Yeah. I'm not sure what that is. Short ears, long tail, and one more. Oh, that's crackers. Original stone floor. And I'd say, put my neck out that they are original. Oh look, on this wall outside I spotted a big tuck doorway. Oh, it's here. And look, if that's the original door, wow. That just screams medieval at you. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's even some letters in there. I can't really make any of that out there. Even that, this screen, you know, that's blooming ancient. Hundreds of years old. Hundreds. Alright, we've got these little steps here. You're probably not supposed to, but I always like to get up these steps in a church, give you a different perspective. This is a fair old big piece of wood sticking out the stone there, a metal bracket. This is pretty mad. And it's oak, you know, it's all oak, and all the wood in this church is oak. It's just really, really old. Really old. And probably original. Be careful going down these steps. straight away, look. Look at that carved into the stone floor. Check that out. Wow, that's amazing. Look at this stone. Jesus. Right, look. Look at what I found again. I found two of these in a church in Whalley. All Saints, I think, maybe. And then I found another one outside a church at Higher Mitton, a stone coffin. But the three that I found previously weren't as well cut as this. I mean, look at that precision. Look at that precision. You can see all the chisel marks all the way down. Man, that's mad. Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? I don't like seeing things like that. Looks like a dead queen bee. Blimey. Blimey. Whew. Look at this. Look at these stones. Goodness me. It's quite worn at that end. And I can see there's writing around. And I can see that it's Latin. So I ain't going to read any of that to you. To bloody clue what it means. I do know a few Latin plant names though. And there you go, that's why it's worn. Because you're right in the centre. Many people stood here over time where I'm stood now, bashing out their indoctrination to farmers and their wives and the farm workers and the kids, and telling them whatever crap they wanted. Oh heck, I just found another thing. It's carved into the floor. Look at that. Big sort of cross shape. With a base and to stand it up, I suppose. Oof. Wow. Stone floors. Goodness. Look. I can see a few gravestones as well. $17.80. Definitely. Age 38. This white marble one. Bloody hell. That must have been important to get a marble gravestone. But that's all Latin as well. All of it. And there's another couple of three more here. 1755. Age 75. That's a pretty good age in 1775. We were born in 1680. Well, cracking on. Well, that dude was only 34. And he died in 1744. And the last one, who died on the 4th of June, 1743, aged 30. It's mad. What an ancient chapel. I love it. It's so peaceful. So peaceful. Right. Oh, no, look at that. I just forgot about something here. Got obsessed with them bloody gravestones. Nothing new there. This ancient bench. Again, you know, bloody medieval benches. Please do not sit on the rickety bench. If that sign weren't there, I wouldn't do anyway. I'm telling you, it looks like it would collapse even under my weight. I'm not a big guy. Look at this. Little niche in the wall. I've seen a few of them, you know, little like channels run down and things like that, but not with these nodule things. They're interesting. I don't know what that is for, but, you know, just interesting artifacts and clues, I suppose. You know when you look at something, you just think, well, that's so old. So obviously, there must have been things coming out of here, some kind of wooden poles supporting something else. Yeah, it goes all the way along. Right to the end. What a place. It's small, but it's amazing. I could sit in here and eat my lunch. It's just so peaceful and quiet. You get that feeling of spirituality and things. I'm just going to show you this box. It's got a mat lock on it. Quite a bit of woodworm. But that just, you know, if someone said to me that were hand carved and it came from 13th century, I'd believe them. Because you can see how these sort of arts and craftsy types of people who were knocking out wooden boxes and chairs and tables and things back in those days could do things like that. Right, I think I need to get out of here now. Anybody who stayed this far, I thank you. But I think it were worth it. And it's a beautiful, beautiful place. St Saviour's in Stydd. Right, thanks people. Catch you in the next one. Bye.